Dorian gonna take it from here
Right.
on this one.
All right,
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi, and we just. Oh, I was highlighting.
You just
that
finished
episode.
defending him, by the way. I don't know if you remember on episode 5.
Yeah, I did.
You literally just
I
finished
was.
defending
Yeah, you wasn't
him.
happy about that.
My feelings towards Kid Cudi haven't changed. He's a pivotal in the music sector for sure.
Well, tell the people what you're talking about first of all.
All right, so I don't know how long was it ago, like a month ago, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Kid Cudi was on Saturday Night Live performing in a dress.
That's such a new epidemic, Dorian, a black man in a dress.
No, I'm laughing
Oh
because I remember
my
his
gosh.
responses to it. Like, he really
So
didn't like that.
from my position, I do feel like there is some push. I don't know where or who's behind it or what it is, but there's a push to see black men in less than masculine frames and positioning.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And depending on how deep you want to go with it, we can take it all the way back to slavery. You feel me?
Buck breaking.
Yeah, buck breaking and all that. But and then if we want to get the other side of the argument, people say, well, it's an article of clothing. It technically has no gender assigned to it, so you should be able to wear what you want to wear. And then if we want to get into
that's like that kilt argument.
Yeah, same.
I mean,
yeah.
And
if we want to get into Kid Cudi's reasoning, he was like, "Oh, I was celebrating Kurt Cobain." But the way I feel about it is like, nigga, stop wearing a dress. Like I don't get it. As a black man, I pride myself on being strong. Like we have to be strong. I feel like a large reason our communities are in the condition that they're in is because we're not stepping up to the plate and being the men that we're supposed to be across the board. I get, and I'm pretty open-minded with a lot of things, and so I'm not even really tripping on them wearing like. I'm not tripping on dudes. If you want to wear a dress, wear a dress. I'm not about to like run down on you and be like, "Nigga, why are you wearing a dress?" Like, nigga, do what you do. But to me, it's a broader thing. It's like why are we even celebrating Kid Cudi wearing a dress? Like why is that news? Why is it every time black men are just like, oh, we gotta.
So you don't have an issue with it. You don't like the fact that it's like
it's
pushed down and celebrated.
Yeah, I feel like if wearing a dress isn't a big deal, then why when a black man wears a dress, it's a big deal? Like why? Like you feel what I'm saying? Like
and I remember when Dave Chappelle went to Oprah, or was it Oprah?
Yeah, he went to Oprah.
Where he talked about like how they were like on Blue Street, they were trying to force him to act like a prostitute and wear a dress, and he basically was like firm and adamant, like no, like y'all can send whoever y'all want.
Yeah.
Keep trying to come back. I'm not doing it. And he said that was when he realized like most of his peers that he came up with all had to wear a dress at some point.
And then, like to bring back to Kid Cudi's reasoning, he said he's paying homage to Kurt Cobain, but really he was promoting a dress line or something like that that was designed by Virgil Abloh, who I have my own opinions on.
Yeah.
But anybody who like even knows anything, even knows a little bit about Kurt Cobain and his general sentiments, he would have hated that shit. Like Kurt Cobain was really anti-material, anti-corporism, establishment and all that shit. So it's like you promoting a dress line designed by Virgil Abloh, who's like arguably, I don't even know how I would frame Virgil, but he's really, I'll just say he's interesting.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Like he's very.
So how do you feel about like the characters, like
I was gonna say
Shanae,
skits. How do you feel about content creator skits who
how you feel about
who wear
those
wigs and wear dresses and put on personas?
I think it's all goofy. In that sense, it's comedy. You feel me? So comedy, like being a satire, and things like
Cudi,
that.
you a rapper, nigga. You ain't allowed to.
But there's a difference between it's like I'm doing this as a joke, which I still don't like all the way. It's kind of like whatever. But it's like then there's a certain narrative like I'm gonna wear a dress because we should be able to wear dresses, or I should be able to get my fingernails.
Like y'all remember
painted.
when Jada Smith wore a skirt or a dress or whatever?
I didn't like that.
I remember that. Yeah, same thing with him, and it's like the narrative is like, it's not like it's just clothing and we could wear it. Which if we want to get to our highest level of reasoning and thinking, then we can objectively
or
say,
most subjective reasoning.
Yeah, it's like yes, it is.
He was saying like he said his thing was like he was trying to be on some like I guess free thinker type shit. Like who told us that men have to wear jeans and a shirt, and who told us that women have to wear a dress? He's like, I might be as smart as them, and I don't. I
see what the fuck he was attempting to convey. I don't give a damn what he does. Personally, I was seeing Dorian's post and was busting the fuck because I'm like, yeah, I know he don't like this shit. Like, and then you voicing you don't like this shit, and I'm like, yeah, I get your point of view. Right? Like I remember, like don't put him out there like that. Don't put him out there like that. Get a Twitter, be on Twitter, and then people can follow you there.
Follow me on Facebook.
But yeah, I wasn't too bothered by it. I mean, I was with a bisexual, biracial dude for that time period in my relationship. And when we were best friends, like, he had a few different fashion things that were phases, like wearing skirts on his head and shit. And it was funny. And it's like, do you, my nigga? Like, do what you gotta do you. But it wasn't feminine. It wasn't, I don't know. It was one of those things where it's just like, whatever, I guess. Like, you're just being quirky or weird in high school. So, sure, you know, you can get that pass. As a grown adult, him wearing a dress, I feel like he was just trying to ruffle some feathers and, like you said, promote the dress line. Yeah, like, for me personally, seeing him in it is like, oh.
Well, do you feel like there's an agenda behind black men wearing dresses in the media?
Not particularly. I mean, or I can feel not particularly, or I can feel like, yeah, everything has an agenda to everything, because that's literally what media is perpetuating one idea or thought or another. And knowing the psychology of media, the psychology of brands, the psychology of grocery stores, like, that shit is real. So it's inherent anyways. It's going to happen regardless. Yeah, there's a much more normalization of being gay, trans, whatever. I find no problem with it, considering we are all human. I see why people do find problems with it. However, we still overlook the fact that just because it may be deemed as a white person shit or white people shit or whatever it may be, doesn't mean that we're not all human and shit happens. Like, there's going to be outliers in every group, every race, and we're not all going to be the same. Being someone that falls in the outliers. However, that isn't my struggle. So I don't concern myself with things that do not concern me. For him wearing a dress, I don't have no kids. I don't got no male kids. I don't have to worry about perpetuating an agenda. My nephew is in good hands with my sister, and they're raised religious and they follow religious more so thinking. So he's gonna be more masculine or whatever it may be.
Well, I've backed off more so in recent years. Like, I used to really heavily be on like what Dorian's on, and probably worse, probably a lot more harsh. But I feel like in recent years, I think I don't know if the world is starting to change me, but I feel like just me seeing it so normalized, and then having like, I ain't gonna put my own blast, but just people around me that's close to me that's came out in recent years and stuff like that. And because I do feel like I've been more proactive in a lot of other struggles within the black community, even though I still feel like that's one of them trying to emasculate our image as black men, which is like I said earlier, very similar to the buck breaking tactic that they had. So I mean, I don't know, I'm not a fan of it, but I feel like unsubconsciously I've kind of like normalized it in my brain too, like whatever.
I just think it's silly, like how they
it's like I feel like it's not worth me.
Like they make it a thing. It's like, okay, he wore a dress. It's not like he did anything great or like did anything. He didn't really even do anything worth speaking of. It's like, okay, nigga wore a dress on TV. Like, we seen it before. Why is it like being promoted? And I just look at it as like a collective thing. Just like, it's just not strong black man shit, in my opinion. And that's kind of how I'm going about it. But you know, if niggas want to wear dresses, I'm not about to stay up at night crying over it. Like, like you want to wear a dress, do you? Like, you feel me? If that's
you just acknowledging what the pinpoint is.
Yeah, I'm just acknowledging it. Like overall,
like y'all not slick.
Yeah, it's like overall, like it's like I recognize it, and it's like overall. The more black men wearing dresses, it's like, let's say the majority of black men just went around wearing dresses because we wanted to be like, I don't know, whatever. Like it's still seen as feminine. It's still
see that's where I would draw the line.
I
still feel like there's enough strong black men that's sticking down on that.
Right,
like, it's not worth me.
And I feel like there's a mindset that goes with it, because it's not like for a man to wear a dress, you're not thinking about being strong, or you're not thinking about, you know, taking charge. You're not thinking about defending. You're not thinking about anything. You're just like, I'm wearing a dress because I want to be anti this, and I want to show that as a man I can be whoop and whoop and whoop. And it's like, okay, like you don't have to wear a dress. Like there's other ways you can show that. There's other ways you can show that. Like I got a picture where I got a flower in my ear, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's other ways to show it without just outright going 100% into a woman's lane. Which is weird to me. It's like that's far into that direction if that's what you're trying to explain to people.